Hey, what's up, everybody? It's another bonus video for this year, and this bonus video is special to me because this one will mark the 2-year anniversary of my father's passing, who passed away on January 30th, 2022. And I'm just going to be here to share a short story about my father, of course, in regards to video games. When my brother and I were young boys, my dad was notorious for playing with our toys before we got to. I mean, I assume mostly it was because he was putting them together, and I don't think he was really playing with them. I'm not sure. I never observed him. We had to go to the room when he was putting the toys together. I am assuming because he didn't want us like hanging over his shoulder and just staring at him like, "Come on, hurry up, put it together, bro. Come on, come on." He would like go to your room, and then once he was done putting it together, I think he admired it for a minute. His work, and then he would give it back to us, and then could finally play with it. Because I don't think I can't remember him hearing my dad going or whatever. I think he just kind of like because he had to put the stickers and stuff and whatnot on GI Joe toys or Transformers and whatnot, and then we get to play with them. I think with the Transformers, he was trying to figure out how to do it first before we did. I think in some ways, Dad was competitive with us, even though we were kids. But anyway, one Christmas, he instead of it was obviously we had grown past Transformers and now Nintendo was out, and he had gotten us Days of Thunder, which was a racing game based off a movie of the same title, Days of Thunder, that released I think in the 1990s. We had gotten several other games with that game, but I think my brother and I both knew that he did not get that game for us. He got that game for him. So of course he played it first, and I was eager to play it too because obviously I'm a gamer. I loved games and I wanted to try it. So I remember having fun with it, but I think it just ended up back in the library, never to come out again. And so here I am, probably some 20 plus, probably almost 30 years later, pulling it out of the library to try it again. And I gotta say, like, it brought back not like these old memories, but it brought out the competitiveness in me because this racing game, and I'm not like a giant racing game enthusiast. Um, I used to play my favorite racing games like F Zero, Top Gear. I haven't really played too many modern racing games. I did download Gran Turismo for a hot minute, and that didn't last very long. But this game, to make it like a brief kind of small review about Days of Thunder, the game is actually hard. It was harder than I remember. It actually takes technique and skill to get around the other cars. It was kind of like almost like it felt like real life racing. Because if you ever watched a NASCAR, I'm not like a big NASCAR fan. His dad was a huge NASCAR fan. He went from city boy to hick. He was born in San Francisco, never went back, and loved NASCAR. Something my brother and my sister and I never really got into. But if you ever watch NASCAR, it's not easy to just blow by people. It usually takes several laps. And in this game, they kind of replicate that feeling pretty well. Like where you get behind someone and the car actively tries to block you. I mean, they do that in every racing game, but like I remember in F Zero and Top Gear, it's kind of more of the game is more of a let me get into first place and hold it. Versus this game, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's probably a method or technique that I just haven't figured out. And I remember there's this screen when you lose, when you don't make it. I don't think I've ever remember seeing the winning screen, to be honest. I think this game was that hard for me, even as a kid or a young adolescent. I think I was like 12 when the game came out, maybe 11. I think it was 12, maybe 13. But anyway, um, it's a hard game, and the thing is it's probably one of the more realistic racing games of the time because it even had tire wear. You could damage your engine and you can run out of fuel. So it was a really, I mean, when I played it again today, I was like, it brought out that competitiveness. So I was like, I'm going to beat this game. But I did about 2 races, and it probably brought, if a NASCAR person ever watches this, it just brought the old feeling of how do you go left you know, so many times. I mean, unlike other racing sports, like I love MotoGP, and that's like my father. I eventually would get into racing too, but that's more due to influence from a friend. But I love motorcycle racing, and those are exciting. I mean, there was one NASCAR race I remember sitting and watching my father and finding it rather interesting. Like Mark Martin was just having the race of his life that day, but playing the game, I mean, it was like I'm going to pass these guys. I could never do better in third place, I think, and even finishing races because I kept like my pit times were like 30 seconds. I was like, man, this game's hard, and I was like, I want to keep doing this, but I'm not going to spend all day or a lifetime trying to get good at Days of Thunder for the NES. Maybe sometime I'll pick it up again. Like I said, it was fun. It's challenging because the game makes you feel like I'm going to pass these people. I'm going to get good at this. But I just didn't want. I just didn't want to spend all day trying to figure this out, and I just wanted to put this out here to commemorate my father, to remember him, and never forget your fathers or your mothers if you can too. Find ways to celebrate them and talk about them. That's mostly why I'm here. I just want to share about my father's existence and his existence in my life and how he was. And it was the Christmas he had to play with our toys first, and that's basically all I really want to share is how my dad was kind of a big kid all the time. So anyway, speaking of games, I'm gonna probably get off here after I edit this and play some games, play some Apex with the boys. So thanks for watching and listening to my brief story about my father.
Start your engine!